Now, Swamiji himself has initiated you, and there is no other obstacle which can stop you from manifesting. So, let's now manifest the powers of Paramashiva. I request all the participants to take a few moments now to connect with someone. We are going to be manifesting the power of body scanning our partner for birthmarks. So, connect with a partner now. Let's take a few minutes to first connect with the partner. Once you connect with the partner, then tell them that you are in the Paramashivoham program and you're attending this glimpses of the Paramashivoham program, and that you are going to be manifesting the power of scanning their body for birthmarks. Ask them to write down any 2 or 3 birthmarks that they know of, or just tell them to keep it in their memory. And you close your eyes, connect with Paramashiva, start chanting the Mahavakya, and request Swamiji to reveal the answer to you. Tell them that you are also manifesting this power for the first time, and that whether it happens or not, you are just playing with the powers of Paramashiva. Now, let's start the manifestation. You can all start calling your partners or calling someone you know, your friends or family.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, let's now start the manifestation. Now, once you have connected with your partner, start chanting the Mahavakya and request Paramashiva to reveal the birthmarks. Let's begin.
Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham
Yes, now you can all relax, start the verification. You can all now share with your partner what you were able to see in your third eye and verify is that what they have written as the marks that they have on their body. Let us now take a few moments to share with our partners, and then you can all share your results in the Zoom chat saying, yes, I was able to see at least one of the birthmarks, or no, I was not yet able to see any of the manifestation yet. You can share your results in the Zoom chat. Let's take a few moments to do this. And in the meantime, let me introduce the next session. So, in the next session, we are going to be learning about how to know if you are complete. Today, we have been focusing on the genesis of our identity, building our identity from a very broken, unaligned identity to a powerful one where you know that you are Paramashiva. So you may have the question now saying that from morning I have been doing the various processes, completing with my SDHD, completing with my root patterns, root incidents, not root patterns yet, but root incidents from where this inner image started in me. But how do I know if I am complete? So that is what we are going to be seeing in this session. So let's now listen to the powerful cognitions that Swamiji has to teach us in this session. Yes, so first starting with how do I know if I'm complete? Answering this question. The science of completion is the essence of the Sankhya Yoga. Completion makes you experience the Sankhya of life. Nainam chintanti shastrani nainam dahati pavakaha na chainam kledayantyapo na shoshayati marutaha. Weapons do not cleave the self, fire does not burn it, water does not moisture it, and wind does not dry it. Bhagavad Krishna says this in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita named the Sankhya Yoga.
So, the completion is such a powerful process to awaken the innermost intelligence in you. So, the state of completion, which is the completion, is being spontaneous, powerful, and without having the hangover of the past in the present. The experience of completion is a complete inner space available to you to further your life. It will give you a feeling it is enough for you to live your whole life. Yes, it is so complete. You have the feeling that it is enough for you to live your whole life. Completion has such a capability of giving you the feeling it is enough for you to live the whole life itself. So, such a beautiful uh, feeling that you get after completion. Now, to awaken, how to awaken the power of completion? Now, the power of binding cognition is a liberating. The opposite of binding cognition is liberating cognition. So, let's understand that liberating consciousness gives people options in any situation. Yes. So, if you have the liberating cognitions in any situation, whatever you face, you will have options. It is a way of looking at the world that empowers people as opposed to making them powerless. So when you are having the liberating consciousness, you again and again in different situations, you will be having different options available in front of you. And at the same time, if you're having the binding cognitions, that will make you powerless and you'll be having very less options. So, in every situation, when you're having the liberating consciousness, when we see reality as it is without the filter of a binding cognition, then we are complete. With that understanding, let's decide to have a mature conversation with you. That is completion. Now, matured conversation with others, that is called making life happen. Matured conversation with God, that is prayer. So, when you have matured conversation with God, it is prayer. Matured conversation with nature, that is sankalpa, command, ajnana with prakriti.
So, awakening power of completion inside you. Understand maturity makes your life fundamentally for everything we are doing. The foundation is you. Coming to the conclusion about you is the source of life. Purushaha soham asmi. Upanishad declares that which is there, the glorious sun, is the mirror of the Supreme Being, who is all pervading pure consciousness of the whole cosmos. Indeed, I am He, that being. Completion is such a powerful process, it takes you to a different space of existence, different realm of existence, different reality of existence altogether. Your thinking will become straight with completion. When awakening enters into your thinking, when you start thinking with awareness, you will realize life has no pleasures. Life has no um, pleasures other than enriching. A story about awakening into your thinking. A man walked into a shop and sees a cute little dog. He asks the shopkeeper, "Does the dog bite?" The shopkeeper says, "No, my dog does not bite." The man tries to pet the dog, but the dog nicely bites him. "Ouch!" shouts the man. And he said, "I thought you said the dog doesn't bite." The shopkeeper replied, "Yes, my dog doesn't bite, but that is not my dog."
So, with this story, let's understand the bringing awareness into your thinking. Yes, bringing awareness into your thinking. Don't take the gap, the missing link for granted. As in the previous story we saw, there was a missing link at the gap between the what his thinking was and what was actually the happening. Your idea that life has pleasures is nothing but taking the missing link for granted. Connect all missing links by a proper word. Only then you will understand, yes, his dog doesn't bite, but that this dog is not his dog. So this was the missing link that the person in the story missed it. The moment he said, "My dog doesn't bite," the second statement you took for granted that this dog is his dog. But actually, he didn't mention that. He didn't say that this dog is my dog. He said that the my dog doesn't bite. So, but the other person took it, the second statement that this dog itself is his dog and he doesn't bite. In life, also, many times in running behind certain goals and ideas for 30 years, 40 years, you realize the missing link you took for granted. That is such a waste of life and time and energy that is given to you.
So, the second question is, do I need completion? If you are conscious, you have to be happy. Nothing can be done about it. If you are unconscious, you have to be in pain. Nothing can be done about that. Pain cannot be driven out of your system by attending to one part of you. If you have knee pain, you attend to that. It will become stomach pain. If you have the stomach pain, you give medicine and that becomes neck pain. If you drive that out also, it will become back pain. Then that moves to a headache and it becomes finally your spouse. But whatever it may be in your life, completing with your pain, body will bring so much fulfillment inside you, such joy inside you. So, when you don't complete with your pain, body, and leave it, aging will become more and more difficult and complicated. Allowing the pain body inside you is like allowing a ghost to live inside you. You will not know why you are doing what you're doing. Otherwise, why will you be in a steel if you own house and destroyed your future? Your pain drains your brain and trains your heart to be in more pain. Ask yourself why, what my mood is like.
So the next is understand that am I complete? If you are complete, there won't be any difference between your life and the dream state, deep sleep state, and what you call as your life, which is waking state. Now, because you are incomplete, that is why you see a difference between the waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. Now, if there is difference between these three, it means that still you still not have completed. You are still in incompletion. And in the space of completion, the difference between all these three will just disappear. When you are in complete completion, there will no difference between these three states because all these three are will be filled by the awakened state that is the ultimate reality. So the pro life tips of is that every night before sleeping, so every night after just before you are going to sleep, do the completion for at least 1 hour. So make sure that just before this you go to the bed every night before 1 hour, you do the completion. You will not have any difference between the deep sleep state, dream state, and the waking state. So this is a very powerful technique. At the same time, it's a powerful and simple technique. While you are in a waking state, how you feel things are in your control. You should experience the same powerfulness with integrity, authenticity, responsibility during the waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state in all three. So when you are in the waking state, you think you can control things and you are powerful. When you fall into dream, you feel like I'm not at all in control. And when you are totally in dream state, you are not even aware. So, but when you experience the same powerfulness in all three, then you will see you have with the same powerfulness in all three. Anybody who feels the same completion in states in all the three spaces, waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state, when you leave the body, you will experience Akshardhama, means the eternal space. You don't have death.
So, anything other than enriching is powerlessness. Only enriching is powerfulness. Operate only out of cognition of enriching others, and enriching yourself. You can never achieve completion just by completion, because just by completion you will not know. You will not know whether you are complete or not. Your self doubt will continue to rule you. Put yourself in the space of enriching of others. When you start enriching, all the questions your you have only then will be answered. When you relate with people, the ability to enrich people, only then you will have confidence over you. So let's now watch a satsang where Swamiji talks about the science of completing, knowing whether you are complete or not. Let's now enjoy this satsang.
Today I'll expand on pain body. Why we human beings keep the pain body alive and continue to suffer with it. In the inner awakening, today's session is about pain body. Today, whole day we will be working on completing with all the pain samskaras, pain patterns. See, pain pattern is the expression of root pattern. Root pattern is the root, but pain pattern is the tree. Today, we will be working on the tree. Yesterday, we worked on the root. Means we poured the acid in the root of suffering. Today, we will burn the whole tree of suffering. It's a whole day process, very powerful process, but most extraordinary process I have seen. This 2-3 process in the inner awakening, completing with your biomemory, completing with your fear and death fear, completing with your pain pattern. These sessions literally awaken your whole Kundalini energy and consciousness. Today, we are going to enter into that important session. All the IA participants, please listen. Listen. First thing, pain needs unconsciousness to exist. Listen. Pain needs unconsciousness for its existence. If you are conscious, pain cannot live inside you. If you are conscious, you have to be happy. Nothing can be done about it. If you are unconscious, you have to be in pain. Nothing can be done about it. Pain cannot be driven out of your system by attending to one part of you. If there is a knee pain, you attend to it, it will become stomach pain. If it is a stomach pain now, you give medicine and do what you want, it will become neck pain. If you drive that also out, it will become back pain. If you drive that also out, it will become a headache. If you drive that also out, it will become your wife. But whatever, it will be there in your life. Of course, when I meant wife, I meant spouse. It's not only for women, for men also. But please understand, pain cannot be attended partially. That's the law of life. Pain cannot be attended partially. Please understand. Any attempt to attend the pain partially leads to more and more powerlessness. For example, I have seen people, first they try to give medicine to the stomach pain. Then when it becomes a back pain, they try to give medicine for that. When it becomes a back pain, they try to, then it moves to the neck pain. Then they give medicine for that. After 2-3 years, they start living with the pain. They start living with the pain. It is now almost like they are experienced. Pain became their life and experience. Somebody was asking me, why in Hinduism we pierce the ears of men before marriage? Actually, in Hinduism, traditionally, before marriage, all men should have had their ears pierced and yajñopavita. Whatever community you may be, you should be given yajñopavita and the piercing of the ears, shaving the head. Somebody asked me, why men are pierced ears, men's ears are pierced, preparing them for marriage. I said, it is two things. One, they've experienced pain and bought jewelry. So now they are ready for marriage. If you missed, you missed. Unfortunately, we get settled with pain. Please listen. If you settle with pain, you age in such a bad way, pulling, pushing, dragging. I tell you, complete with pain, you will age so gracefully. Aging gracefully should be taught as a mandatory lesson for anybody who has crossed 40. Actually, we should have a clear, the universities, this should become a compulsory education. By the age of 7, 1 year the child should learn about life and living with completion. By the age of 14, 1 year the child should learn completely about the next level root patterns. Please understand. The preliminary root pattern will always be based on fear and anxiety. The hanging root patterns. I am giving you an example of banyan tree. If your life is like banyan tree, the root of the banyan tree will always be fear and anxiety. The hanging root of the banyan tree will be the lust. When it starts hanging itself, if you attend and complete it, it will not get grounded and become a one more root pattern. So at the age of 14, child should be taught about this hanging root pattern. See, when the hanging root, if you attend to them immediately, they will not get rooted in the ground. They will not become one more root pattern. But if you don't attend to them properly, if you don't complete with them, they will reach the ground, they will get rooted, and they will become one more root. Lust by its nature cannot be original root pattern. The original root pattern will always be fear and anxiety based. And pain is the leaf. Pain can never be a root pattern. That's the good news. Bad news is it flourishes from the fear. Understand? I am explaining the whole science of how you develop your mind without even you being aware of it. At the age of 7, a child should be taught the science of completion. At the age of 14, the child should be taught the science of completion with the hanging root patterns. Means the patterns which will be getting developed in the child, the lust pattern. At the age of 21, child should be taught to live with enlightenment. Means various relationships, various dimensions of life I am defining, please understand. Having completion in all your dimensions is enlightenment. If you are complete in your health, you are enlightened. If you are complete in your relationships, if you are complete in your integrity, if you are complete with your health, if you are complete with your wealth, if you are complete in all your dimensions of life, you are enlightened. At the age of 21, the child should be taught to live with enlightenment. At the age of 28, the child should be taught the science of enriching. Please listen. At the age of 35, the child should know life has no other purpose than enriching. And at the age of 42, child should be taught to complete with the pain patterns, so that he ages gracefully. And I commit with Vedamata again, I will make an university where all these programs will be available, like a 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 1 year, 1 month, like these courses, where people can come and get prepared, experientially, learn this science to live their life. We Indians are so foolish. Just for this nonsense cricket, we have boards and crores of property is getting wasted. But we don't have university for yoga. It's very recently in Gujarat the first yoga university started. There is one small in Bangalore, but very small. The infrastructure is too small. It is time we create university for inner sciences. Completing with the pain helps you to age gracefully. Aging gracefully, I tell you, I always tell all my disciples, when you are young, go wherever you want. Go to any country you want. Go to any state you want. Go anywhere, make money, hold big posts. Go and become judge in US Supreme Court. Go and become head of the Chamber of Commerce in Malaysia. Go and become the top guy in the Wall Street in New York. Go and do whatever you want when you are young. But when you want to retire, come back to your old Indian village. That's the best place to age gracefully. That is the best place to age gracefully. I tell you. Come back to your old ancestral village. Relax with the life. This aging gracefully is one of the important thing, very important thing in the human life. Don't live in a place where you worked when you are retiring, after you retire. I tell you, psychologically you cannot handle that place, because now you are directly not useful in their wheel. The attention given to you, the respect given to you, the pride given to you, all will reduce, which your heart cannot handle. For aging gracefully, come back to your rural Indian ancestral village. And I always tell people to age gracefully, Indian villages are the best places. Indian villages are the best places to age gracefully. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share.
Yes, so that was a powerful satsang where Swamiji shared about the science of how the completion process happens in us, how step by step we need to move in our life and complete. Swamiji also told us about how the aging process has to happen so that we have a blissful life. So let us now enter an internalization process. So select any incident in your life that you have written down, like for example, the time that your inner image got created. Take that incident now and see what you experienced. See the evolution of your cognition. See how you experienced that incident in the mirror. After 5 times, see what you wrote and see the powerless within. So now we are going to be doing the completion with a mirror. So take a mirror. If you don't have a mirror, you can even take your phone, put it in silent mode, turn off the Wi-Fi, and use your selfie camera. Look at yourself and relive that first incident. Reliving is embodying yourself as that child, as that boy or girl who was 5 or 7. Remember that incident the very way you were, where you were, the cognition you held, all the details. Take a minute to visualize that and then start looking at yourself and go back to that time. Look at the incident once again and see all the thought currents and analyze that. Look at the thought currents and see, do you need to get powerless for that? What exactly happened? And how your powerful cognition should have been at that time. Let's take a few minutes to do the completion at least 5 times, reliving that incident at least 5 times. Let's begin. time after you relive, write down what cognitive shift you have had. For example, the first time you understood that yes, I didn't need to get powerless. I was just trying to throw a tantrum. Second time you will see, I didn't even need to throw a tantrum. If I asked in this way, actually my parents would give because many times when I asked in the right way, they did give me what I wanted. So in this 5 times as you relive the incompletion, write down the cognition. Yes. Now slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes and relax. I hope you are able to complete the process. Let's now move to the next round of power manifestation. We're now going to be manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. So once again, we're going to be manifesting the power of body scanning. Let's begin the manifestation. So this time, for the power of body scanning, we are going to be scanning and healing the partner. So once again, you can manifest this power on yourself or on somebody else. You can heal yourself or another person. So if you have someone with you, you can connect with that person. Visualize that Swamiji's energy is rushing through you, is flowing through you. We are going to be healing the other person's body part or organs, whatever they want the healing for. Visualize that organ completely being healed by Swamiji. That's the main step of this power manifestation. So let's now close our eyes. If we are going to manifest with ourselves, or if we are going to do with another person, connect with the person, tell them that you're going to give them healing, and visualize that their organ or their body is completely being healed, completely, any ailment that they're having is completely being cured. Then intensely chant the Mahavakya throughout the manifestation. Let's begin.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda.
Yes. Now, relax. Slowly open your eyes and ask your partner how they felt during this round of the manifestation. How were they able to feel that healing energy? And if they were able to heal, or if you are able to heal, you can share that in the Zoom chat. And as you guys now share your experience, let's now move to the next session. Let me introduce the next session. So the next session is about creating an authentic identity. As we saw the various sessions today about how to have the right inner, outer, and others image, let us now create an authentic identity. So to create an authentic identity means we need to have our highest inner image, our highest outer image, our highest others image, and our highest life image. You may think, okay, I will have the highest inner and outer image, and even I'll think that life is positive. But how do I make others think about me in that same way? The thing is, only when you hold yourself in that highest inner and outer image will others see you in that highest way. So let's now see in detail how to create an authentic identity, starting with the understanding of the genesis of your identity and completing with it, not just deciding, but completing and moving and starting to live that highest four images will just liberate you.
So let's enter into the exercise where you'll be creating your authentic identity. So what you have written down so far is what you have currently. So now you are going to pen down the four best images, your best inner image, your best outer image, your best life image, and your best others image. So let's get ready as we begin. Let's take another few minutes for this exercise.
If you have any questions about how do you write your best four images, you can ask that in the Zoom chat and we'll be able to help you and guide you. Yes. So there's a participant who's asking that I've always struggled doing these images. I did many times but never had any outcomes. The thing, what are we looking at over here? What are we trying to make in ourselves? So, why have you not had an outcome? Is because you have not taken responsibility to start living them. You may have written, I want to be Paramashiva inside, I want to be Paramashiva outside, I want to be Paramashiva to everyone, I want to see life as Paramashiva. That is a very abstract way of seeing. Maybe if you give some more details, I could guide you into the process even with even more detail. But many people do this all the time. They write big words and say, I want to be positive inside. I want to be caring outside. What do you mean by caring? What do you mean by positive? We don't give ourselves the answer to these questions. Then how are we going to experience something? So we need to write in detail what we want our inner, outer, others, and life image to be. Smallest detail, at least, like maybe 100 words, you can say on each of the image. That is what is at least one level of detail where you will see, okay, I have written all of this. Now, how do I start implementing it in my life? So, these are the points that I've written that I'm going to do, and you will be able to follow them.
Yes. So let's understand that creating your authentic identity by taking responsibility. So now you are rewriting your future. What are you writing now? This will be your future. You are literally rewriting your future. You are not going to do it alone, right? With the confidence of having the avatar as your co-creator. Yes, with having the avatar as a co-creator, let's pen down. Only then Swamiji can help you to find out the incompletions you want to complete with. Only when you complete, creation can happen within you. So let's take another few minutes as you pen down the 4 images that you want to have. The best inner image, the best outer image that you want to project, the best others image that you want to have, the best life image that you want to have. Let's take few minutes as you pen down, elaborately write down.
Yes, so before we move on, the participant is asking images of physical appearance or question mark. Um, if you are asking about the completion process, about how to see yourself in the young age, then I could explain. Or if you are talking about the inner image, outer image, others image, and life image, I can explain that. If you could specify in more detail. And in the meantime, let's continue. So, what creates the gap between the four images, the four images, and the four best images? You are the only defining your best four images. It's not that your patterns or your spouse or your friends is deciding. So you agree with that. That is the way you want to be. Then why are you not like that? Why are you not taking the decision to be like that? So you see this paradox over here. Why you're not able to live like how you want to live?
So, whatever is stopping you from achieving your authentic four images is incompletion. So, let's understand what is incompletion. The past thoughts, emotional patterns, hangover, residues, sitting in the present and suffocating you, and not letting you live the future. If your expectations are not met by you or by others, they remain as an incompletion in you. Incompletion is anything that leaves you with an experience of low energy, low emotions, or a feeling of unfulfilled. So now let's hear from Bhagavan himself as he reveals the way to create your own authentic identity.
Let's be in the space of listening and enjoy this satsang.
Now, knowing the inner image, outer image, others image, life image you have, and what you want to have, and the gap between these two. As I said, gap between these two is incompletions. For example, your inner image you have is tired, bored. But what you want to have, brisk, waking up morning 4:30 and doing 108 Surya Namaskar. So what is the reason? What you want to be is not happening because want to sleep, tiredness, fatigue, boredom, doesn't want to get up. Am I right? So now, why this tiredness? What is this tiredness? Tiredness is nothing but you having incompletion with the activities you are supposed to do if you are awake. See, today morning, the moment you remember, I'll be here, you have to be here, you are going to see me and attend the session, you will jump out and you are here. But if you have to wake up and meet somebody whom you really hate and doesn't want to see, will you jump out of the bed? So if you have an incompletion about the things you are supposed to do in the daytime, in your life, that only becomes tiredness or boredom, withdrawal. Please listen first. Listen, later on I can pin down. Listen. Now, I want you to list all the incompletions, why what you want is not happening. Why what you want is not happening? Reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, reason 4. Then try to dig out the reason 1. when this pattern started developing in me, those incidents. I can give you one example. Yesterday, same example. If you have the fear as the reason why your identity has not become what you want to be, if you write fear as the reason, see when the fear is started. Yes, at the time when I saw the murder in the beach. So pen down that incident. So for each reason, find out at least 2-3 incidents when that quality started developing, when you cherish that quality. Not only started, even cherishing that quality. All of you understand what I am saying? How many of you understand? I'll repeat, listen. How many of you don't understand, raise your hand. I'll repeat, listen. See, what you want to be is there. What you are is there. Try to analyze why what is not becoming what you want to be. There will be reason. Not taking risk, not coming out of tiredness, boredom, not taking enough of decisions. So many reasons will be there. Understand what I am saying? So if you pen down those reasons and then contemplate and see where are the incidents in your life in the past these qualities started developing in you. When your school teacher is forcing you to memorize the table, mathematics table, that is the time you will decide to start forgetting things. Why are they forcing me to memorize which I don't like? I am deciding to forget things. Means memorizing is difficult. Actually, memorizing is such a easiest job for a kid. If you want, I can demonstrate with our Gurukul kid. See, morning I do Akashic reading sometime in the satsang. Means on any subject like a birth, death, renunciation, marriage, like that on various subjects. What is the cosmic law? I just read out. Just by listening them once, almost 1 hour reading. See, I read from the third eye, through the third eye from the cosmic archives. Just by listening to them once, they repeat verbatim. How many of you have seen our Gurukul kids? I can show you the demonstration. I can do the demonstration for you. Then understand the memory possibility you have. It is just when your teacher forces you, hatred towards the teacher turns towards hatred towards that action. And then when the hatred is there, you decide it is very difficult. Over. Over. So memorizing is difficult, becomes the chain with which you bind yourself. All of you understand how you develop patterns and the incidents. Still, how many of you are not able to understand? Raise your hand. So shall we start this small assignment? Come on. Creating your authentic identity assignment. Listen. The inner image, outer image, others image, life image you have now is inauthentic identity. The inner image, outer image, others image, life image, the best you want to have is your authentic identity. Inauthentic identity, authentic identity. Identify and pen down all the incompletions that are stopping you from expressing your authentic identity. Listen, now I'll explain. Incompletion means your past thoughts, decisions, emotions, patterns, hangovers, residues, sitting in the present, suffocating you and not letting you live your future is incompletion. Listen. I'll give you the example. At the age of 6, the school, the teacher asks, who is the first Prime Minister of India? You jump and put your hands up and say, Mahatma Gandhi, which is not right. The whole class will laugh at you. That child feels she has done something wrong. At that time she decides she will never stand up in the group, put her hands up or talk, come up with some answers. The withdrawal, even after 30 years, she becomes officer, part of a team which designs projects, the group discussion in her company. Even in that group, she will not speak out her ideas. She will whisper to some next person. They will get the credit by telling it loudly to the whole crowd. How many of you experience this kind of pattern? For the future, she has decided in the past. So you have done so many decisions for future in your past. That is incompletion. That is incompletion. How many of you understand now? So now, dig out all that one by one, pen down elaborately. For each incompletion, find out and pen down the incident when the incompletion started in you. For example, the incompletion is fear of going to the beach. The incident is the murder in the beach which you saw. And every incompletion starts only with one incident. Understand? Try to remember. Start. It's literally like a postmortem of your past. Start.
ஒழியாத சுழுமுனையில் ஒடுங்கி நல்ல புற்றகலை வாசி செய்வ யோகத்தேகி வழியான துறையறிந்து மௌனம் கொண்டு மகத்தான அண்டவரை முடிமேல் சென்று தெளிவ
Yes. So we watched the beautiful satsang and we have written down our most powerful and best inner image, outer image, others image and life image. And now let's once again manifest the powers of Paramashiva. So this time we are going to be manifesting the power of body scanning and healing the body once again. So now I request all the participants to connect with a partner, and once again you can heal the other person or yourself. Let's begin the manifestation. Connect with the partner, close your eyes, start chanting the Mahavakya, visualize Swamiji flowing through you, see the energy of Swamiji flow through you and go to the other person. See the organ is healed. Let's begin the manifestation.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham Om Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham Om Nityananda.
Yes, let's now verify our manifestation. Now you can connect back with your partner, ask them how they felt during the healing, and you can share that in the Zoom chat. So with that, let's now let me now introduce the next session. In the meantime, all of you can share your experience in the Zoom chat.
Yes, so now we are going to understand about your identity as a confused identity. So are you living in a crisis mode? So this question you need to ask. So understand that most of the time you really don't know what you want. How many of you feel the whole problem is in my life is I don't know what I want? Identity crisis is one of the biggest problem of human beings. We don't know what we want in our life. We don't know what we are doing in our life. There are some people who always chose money as the end of life, the goal of life as the ultimate security. There are some people who choose power as the goal of life. There are some people who choose spiritual strength as the goal of life. There are some people who choose confusion as the goal of life. There are different types and kinds of people who choose different things as goal of life based on what they feel as the goal of life. So how much ever you learn, sometimes when there is a crisis, you tend to feel money as the security because practically now I need how much ever you learn the lesson, you miss it. it is not going to be the security. Finally, you neither get the money nor have the master when you give up the spiritual solution. Coming to the terms with the reality, there is no shortcut. Be very clear that when you listen, when reality hits you, do not take shelter under the money or power or even the confusion.
So, feeling sure about you is one of the most important parts and components of life. Not being sure about you is the SDHD that we learned. Don't believe completing with your violence will make you weak. If you believe completing with your violence or anger will make you weak, you are wrong. Krishna lived in the space of completion. Bhagavan Krishna Parandama, who manifested as Lord Krishna, he lived in the space of completion. He was always powerful. A single man, he finished off what he wanted to finish. The moment you allow enmity, the first thing which will happen in you is you will split into pieces. You yourself will not be sure about you. The confusion is the cause from violence.
The confusion is a side effect of you will experience from violence. Do not cherish or entertain enmity even for a casual argument or if playfully way. Learn this as a lesson. Everything is the extension of me. Whatever I want is a part, already a part of me. Ability to face a crisis, ability to manage a crisis, and ability to manage a new situation, ability to manage a change in the life, in the situation, all that is lost with the continuous luxurious lifestyle. Now, in Agamas, Paramshah speaks highly about the aparigraha lifestyle, the minimalistic lifestyle, the context of aparigraha. The reason to live with the minimalistic thing is to keep you alive, active, to keep your muscle memory and bio memory brilliant and bright. The luxurious lifestyle makes you makes you insensitive. Yes, the more and more you live the luxurious lifestyle, it makes you insensitive. Above all, it makes you life negative. It destroys your metabolism, it destroys your ability to enjoy, and finally it destroys your very approach towards your life. That's why living a aparigraha lifestyle is not some sannyas lifestyle or some lifestyle of renunciation. It's actually the lifestyle itself. The more and more you live the lifestyle of aparigraha minimalistic lifestyle, it brings you in more alive, more active, and keeps your muscle memory and bio memory alive, brilliant and bright. So it's a way of living itself.
Having wealth is not wrong, but torturing yourself with luxury is wrong. Don't punish yourself with luxury. It is an old way of living. It's not cool, it's not modern, it is not fashionable. Luxury makes you insensitive and puts you into identity crisis. Luxury is the source of your strong SDHD because you start feeling that without wealth you cannot do anything. The continuous lifestyle of luxury creates a deep SDHD. Not only you develop the SDHD, but you develop a very strong SDHD.
Now we will understand the genesis of our identity, all the said and all unsaid aspect of your identity. The inner image we strongly feel as we, the outer image we project to the world as we. Now, when there is a gap between these two, why this gap? The gap is not always bad. Please listen. The gap is not always bad. Gap between the outer image and the inner image. Inner image when we feel what we strongly feel as we, and the outer image what we project to the as the world. So when there is gap, only when it is unconscious, and that makes you powerless. Only then it is bad. So understand that when the gap when it is unconscious, only then it makes you powerless, only then it is bad. If you know consciously how to play with these two, inner identity and the outer identity, and it does not put you in powerlessness, then gap is not wrong. Yes. When the gap between the two, when it does not put you in powerlessness, then gap is not wrong. Understand the exact inner identity, outer identity, and the gap between these two, the inner identity and the outer identity, and what you want others to experience, feel about you, what you feel about others. When there is a big gap between these two, now understanding identity, you want everyone to feel about you as loving, caring, trusting, blissful, joyful person, but you think about everybody as crooked, cunning, cheat, bunch of thieves. So as you can see, there's a huge gap. What you are expecting from others to feel about you is actually to be loving, caring, trusting, blissful. But what you think about others as a crooked, cunning, cheat, bunch of lies. So there is a huge gap between these two, inner image and the outer image which you project and what you feel about you. You need to know the gap between your inner identity and outer identity. The gap is neither good or bad. In the same way, when the gap between what you want others to feel about you and what you feel about others, this gap is also neither good or bad. If both these gap makes you powerless, then both of them are bad. So the gap itself is actually not bad. Only when you start feeling these gaps makes you powerful, when this gap makes you powerless, then these gap becomes bad. Both of the images becomes bad. If you don't make if these don't make you powerless, and you know how to play with them, then it is not bad, it is good. So it is how you feel. When you feel powerless, it becomes bad, both images becomes bad. When you feel powerful, both images are actually correct.
So the ability to renounce the identity, ability to drop your identity in front of anyone is the quality of a sadhu. That is the quality of a Jivan Mukta. As long as you have a certain identity, you will always feel society is adharmic towards you. It's a basic secret. So let's now watch a satsang where we get the final understanding of today's Paramashivoham program about the identity and how we have to hold and build the right identity. Let's now watch and enjoy this satsang.
Even if the society behaves with you dharmically, you behaving adharmically is a demon. When society behaves you dharmically, you behave dharmically, is a good person. When society behaves you adharmically, you behave dharmically, is Jivan Mukta. Even if the people around you, when they don't behave dharmically, stand up on your dharma. That is what is subduing the identity. This is the second Guru Vak I am giving you guys. Ability to drop the identity. I tell you, when you are able to drop the identity, all the problems you have will not have a chilli, the anger. Even if you have a problem, both of you will sit together and understand more and more. Every interaction with other person should create more intimacy, more trust on that person over you, more trust for you over that person. If your every interaction with every individual creates only trust on both sides, you are free from identity. I tell you, you are a Jivan Mukta. You are a Jivan Mukta. the ability to drop the identity is Jivan Mukti. I tell you one more secret. As long as you have certain identity, you will always feel society is adharmic towards you. It is a basic secret. Your logic is with pus. It sees only from your side, never from the other side. If I judge whatever is done to me by the society is adharmic, my logic becomes logic with pus. Fortunately, I never judged. Society is not a group of people. Please understand. Society is the other person. It is not collective. Even a single person is society. Whom you hate, whom you think you can't work with, whom you think is worst person you have seen in your life is society for you. I tell you, if you have somebody as your enemy and feel this fellow's patterns, he cannot come out and he will suffer, he has to be given suffering, when you feel, understand, now God is sending you the diagnosis. Exactly you have the same problem. He is giving you the possibility to diagnose you. Most fortunate human being is a human being who does not suspect himself, who does not doubt himself, who is able to put completely his faith wholly on himself. You putting your whole faith on you does not happen by you convincing you, but it happens only by you dropping your identity by you. Go round. Whoever you think as your enemy, again and again sit with them and express your opinions towards what you carry towards them, and let them express what they carry towards you. One more funny thing you will realize, whom you think as the important enemy in your life may not be thinking you as the important enemy in his life. I have seen love is always a triangular affair on the planet Earth. Hatred is always quadrangular affair on the planet Earth. Understand? If you are loving somebody, that person is loving somebody else. If you are hating somebody as an enemy, that person is hating somebody else. It is never a straight line. It's a law. One point is loving the other point means, be very clear, the other point is loving the other point, not this point. The other point which he is in love, see, A is in love with B, B will never be in love with A, it will be only in love with C. C may be in love with A. And same way hatred. A may be having the enmity towards B, B may be having the enmity only with C, never with A. Even if the B wants to have enmity with A, it will have in his heart only C as an enemy. C may be having enmity with A. Please understand, it is a law. You will never have a complete enmity with your direct enemy, who is supposed to be your enemy. So whoever you think as your enemy is not real enemy. It's a law. These are all sarvabhaumya, universal laws. I'm giving you an example. One thing you need to be very clear, your logic has no capacity to find your enemy. So whoever you think is your enemy is not your enemy. When you sit with him, open up, you will realize that person is having somebody else as their main enemy. So when he goes and sits with the other person, he will realize he is having somebody else as his main enemy. Love or hatred is triangle. In the planet Earth, neither love nor hatred is straight line. Only when you become nobody, you become center of millions of people's love. And same way, millions of people's hatred. But you neither love them back nor hate them back. You are just a black hole sucking the whole thing, where they disappear. I tell you, whether by love or by hate, if you come near me, you are gone. When you disappear into me, by love, it is called enlightenment. When you disappear into me due to hatred, it is called pralaya. That's all. But you dissolve into me. That is what Bhagavan shows when he was giving the Vishwarupa Darshana. Vishwarupa is beautifully described. There are many rishis, sadhus, sages, saints in the parts of Krishna's Vishwarupa, and millions of demons, devils, Gauravas, Rakshasas being chewed by the Krishna's mouth, disappearing into the fire which is coming out of Krishna's mouth. It means what? Both are disappearing into him. Ability to give up the identity, subduing the identity, even in the worldly life. Even if you say, practically I have to see, I am talking to you, understanding all the practicalities. Please understand, whoever is listening to me, to all of you I am telling you very clearly, I know all the situations you would have gone through, going through, will go through. With that authority I am telling you, this truth which I am uttering is the truth for all of you at all times to be practiced, to be lived, not to be compromised at any time, what you call as practical situations. What Swamiji said is right, but in this situation, even if he was here, he wouldn't have behaved like that. He wouldn't have given up his identity. I know. Go to hell. No. I am telling you, in all possible situations, this is the truth. Ability to let go the identity makes you the hero whose identity can never be destroyed. I want those heroes around me. They are Jivan Muktas. I tell you, your identity costs you only your life, nothing else. If I am supporting your ego and identity, you are doomed. If I am not touching your ego and identity, you are in waiting list. If I am hitting at it straight, you are blessed. Unfortunately, for many people, many times I support. It is the identity with which your heart associates yourself. That should become sadhu. chilly less, anger less, violent less, then you will become the center of creativity. You will express so much of the leadership quality, ability to inspire. Ability to inspire is nothing but ability to inspire yourself. Early morning, 6 o'clock, if you are able to inspire yourself to get you out of your bed and go to Akada and do the yoga, you will have the ability to inspire others. That's all. The ability to inspire can never be a cunning technical game. No. If you are able to inspire yourself to come and sit for the satsang every day and listen to these great truths and live this, you will be simply able to inspire your subordinates, your assistants, and make them do the job as you want, and you will be able to lead them with a inspiration. Morning, when you wake up, see your mood. Are you getting out of your bed and going to Akada because Swamiji will fire you? I tell you, all your subordinates are going to be working around you just because you fire them. Never inspired way. If you don't know the right words to inspire you, you will not know the right words to inspire others. There are many, I don't get their darshan at all in the morning. Understand? If you are able to inspire yourself to drop the identity, you will be able to inspire everyone to drop the identity. I tell you, in the love, you are hitting the wrong wall. In the hatred, you are hitting the wrong wall. In the love, you are in love with somebody and you constantly go towards that person. And suddenly you will realize that person is going towards somebody else. Then you will be disillusioned. And all your love will be lost. Same way only I tell you. In the hatred also you are traveling towards somebody, and that somebody will be traveling towards somebody else. And suddenly you will be disillusioned and you will say, God, I wasted my whole life on the hatred with this fellow. For example, A hates B. B might have done 1 or 2 activities against the A, but in B's heart, A is not the enemy. In his heart, enemy is somebody else. C is the enemy. This is the way the whole world goes on. When you love the person and that same person loves you back to the same amount, what happens is enlightenment through tantra, union. When you hate somebody and the same person hates you in the same level, what happens is pralaya. But unfortunately, both does not happen in the planet Earth at all. Very rare. If I have to give one example, 2 persons loving each other to the same amount, falling in love with both equally. I can give the example of Shiva and Parvati, Radha and Krishna, Sharada and Ramakrishna. Rarely. That's all. Not even a handful. I don't even have one example of that 2 persons hating each other. At least for love I gave 2-3 examples. For the hatred I don't even have one example. Because Sumbas, they were in love with Parvati, but Parvati had enmity towards Sumbas. In turn, Tarakasura had enmity with Parvati. Parvati did not have enmity with Tarakasura. I tell you, whoever you think as your worst enemy are not your enemies. Who thinks you as the worst enemy will never be felt by you as the worst enemy. Because the enemy or the friend is based on your perception, which is itself is unstable. You are constantly building multi-story towers on the earth, which is going through earthquakes. It's a technical term. Tectonic plates. You are building skyscrapers on tectonic plates.
Ananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham Om Nityananda.
Yes. So finally, let's do the final process where we decide to live with our highest 4 images. The essence of this session is what you cognize about yourself matters, not what you feel, because what you cognize about yourself consciously burns away, destroys absolutely what you feel about yourself. Because cognizing is from your belief, feeling is just your thoughts. What you feel about you doesn't matter, what you decide to cognize about you matters. Conscious decision made even 1 minute is more powerful than a whole day of confusion.
So now let's take few minutes as we internalize these, now pen down what you cognize about yourself, not what you feel actually. For to Just to give you example, you may be upset that you received a demotion. In this exercise, pen down what you think, what was the reason you did not receive the promotion. Like, I wasn't straight about what and how I contribute. I'm not able, not capable of more responsibility. There may be other factors, like someone else is performing more, for example. But here, write only what you think and cognize about you. So let's take few moments as you perform this exercise.
Yes. Now, slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes. And now, let us move to the conclusion of today's session. So, the final understanding that we need to take from today's entire day is that you can create your life, you can experience liberation when you start living with the highest four images: the inner image, outer image, others image, and life image. The gap between each of these images, which is powerless, when you're not able to control the gap, like how we heard in one of the satsangs where Swamiji said, for 5 minutes you try, you decide that I'm not going to boast about myself, but in 5 minutes, when the other person starts, you cannot control and you start. It is only when you drop the gap between each of your images will you be able to experience liberation. Finally, you need to take responsibility and take that conscious decision to live your highest four images. So, with this, I know all of you have had a long day and experienced so many powerful cognitions and power manifestations. I hope all of you to share all of this on social media, because it's you who experience this can make an impact in the world. Swamiji beautifully says, the more and more you share the experience, the more and more does these powerful cognitions get embedded inside you. So, once again, I congratulate all of you now for joining this entire day of the Paramashivoham, all the participants who have stayed from the morning, from the yoga till now, whatever time zone you may be in, whatever place you may be in, you have experienced the powerful cognitions. Now just sleep over this. Don't do anything else if you can, unless you have something really that you have to do. Sleep over these powerful truths and let them sink into you. Maybe now you may feel that I've not understood anything, but tomorrow, when you start living your life, you will see changes starting to happen right away. Because these are not just some direct knowledge that we are reading something and teaching you something and telling you something and you're listening. It is not that sort of class. These are powerful cognitions from the Vedas and Agamas and have been taught by Swamiji. Swamiji's presence is there and he is transmitting each and every one of these powerful cognitions to you. So, with this, I don't want to hold any of you further, and let us conclude today's Paramashivoham with the Purna Mantra. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिवपादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्. Thank you all, Nityanandam, and see you tomorrow for the yoga.